He shouldn't. He's getting beat on defense, but he shouldn't have to. He should be getting more help. He needs more help on fucking defense. There's 5 people on the court. It's 5 people on the court. If I got to keep cheating off my man to help you with your man because your man blowing by you every time I step over to your man, idiot, my man's left wide open. If he can't slide them big puppies, them old ass feet to get to his man, he certainly cannot recover to pick up my man. You know how basketball is played? Understand what is Stephen A. Smith talking about? Ridiculous. Shut up.
Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Cosmic, and I want to welcome you to my channel, Opinion Stated, where I give unfiltered, opinionated sports takes. Let's go.
And so ultimately, we have to get to a point where at this stage and point in your career, we do have to legitimately ask LeBron James what you're playing for. Because guess what? Lakers ain't going nowhere. Let's call it what it is. And I'm very proud of J.J. Redick. I'm very proud of the job that he's done. And I think he's going to be a damn good coach in the NBA for years to come. I really, really believe that. This is no shade on him. I'm looking at the roster. I'm looking at the development or lack thereof of the players around him. Whether it's Hachimura, whether it's D'Angelo Russell, Mr. Cruise Control himself, that's what I call him, okay? Or whomever else you want to come up with, Austin Reeves, high one day, low another, whatever the case may be. When you are a squad that is literally relying on Anthony Davis, who's the top candidate for league MVP honors this year. Top candidate, he's one of the top candidates for league MVP. He deserves it. But when you're relying on him and LeBron James, and you have nobody else to point to that you can trust,
Right.
all right, other than rookie Dalton Connect, because I like what I'm seeing from him, and he's only going to get better. That's a damn shame.
It is.
And so when we look at the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James, I'm saying to myself, you going into these games, you kind of know that you can't afford to be what he's been at certain intervals. Yet usually he'll recognize that and say, all right, I got to step it up.
Right.
In this particular instance, that's not the case right now, Shannon. So what I'm asking you is, what is this year about with LeBron James? Was it really about having that moment with Bronny and making sure you had that, on your bucket list, and now that that's achieved, you're just going through the motions of a season? Is it age and attrition that's finally kicking in? I don't know the answer to this question, but I do know this. I don't expect 0 for 19, but it's not like I expected him to be a prolific three-point shooter.
Correct.
I'm going to stop it right there because I'm going to go back to some silly ass shit that he just said again, bro. Yeah, like the more I've listened to these sports analysts over the years, and this is why I stopped watching these shows. Literally, I stopped tuning in to give them ratings. And, only because of this channel, I feel like, do I go back now and like even entertain the potential of listening to some of this bullshit to even give them views on YouTube, bro. The more I've listened to it, the more I realize that they don't actually watch the game. They don't actually watch the games. Because anybody who's watched the games, second straight game for Dalton Connect not scoring in double figures. Dalton's been playing great. We praise Dalton Connect. It's cool. It's the fuzzy feel-good story. The rookie is coming and is doing a great thing. But, bro, since they moved D'Angelo Russell to the bench, and maybe before I even say anything about D'Lo, maybe Austin Reeves, because of 2 games ago, that tailbone crash that he had to the floor, maybe he has a bit of a bruise there. He ain't quite been himself the last couple games. That's okay, but man, Austin Reeves was playing solid all season long. Rui, not so much. Had a good opening, month to the season, or a good opening couple games, and Rui's been just kind of weird. You know what I mean? But D'Lo, since they removed D'Lo from the starting lineup, go back and look at the numbers yourself. So they removed D'Lo from the starting lineup. Man, D'Lo's been playing fucking amazing. Had another decent game, I believe, last night. Like, so you can't, you can't blame D'Lo. Can't blame D'Lo. It's not D'Lo's fault. But because they're programmed to have a scapegoat, and the scapegoat was chosen before the season started, riding from last season into this season, it's D'Lo. If things go wrong, blame D'Lo. Oh, God forbid, you should rely on Anthony Davis and rely on LeBron James to do what they're supposed to do as the top paid players for the team, as the supposed ESPN ranked number 7 player in the league, LeBron James. Numbers 10 or 11, Anthony Davis, according to ESPN ranks. Get the fuck out of here. They're not supposed to rely on these dudes, but you're not getting nothing from nobody else. They are getting a contribution from everybody else. The problem is not the lack of contribution. The problem is the lack of continuity from game to game in terms of how they're playing. I don't hear anybody saying anything about how they're being coached. JJ Redick was supposed to be the answer. He's supposed to have all the answers. He was supposed to be minding the game. Him and LeBron, they have the same exact effing record that they had last season under Darvin Ham. But Darvin Ham was the problem. Let me ask you a question. How long until JJ Redick becomes the problem? How much longer until the team turns their back, the players turn their back and start the mumbling and grumbling about JJ Redick like they did with Darvin Ham last season? How much longer do we have? Back to the audio.
And right now, the way that he is struggling, the Lakers are on a fast track to nowhere. They've they lost like 7 of their last 9 or 5 of their last 7, something like that, right? Yeah. All right, after a 5-game winning streak. They're on a fast track to nowhere, Shannon. I want to know, what are you going to say when that happens, ultimately?
Well, I think it's a combination, Stephen A. I think he really wanted to play in the Olympics. He knew this was his last chance to play on the international stage with KD and Steph. He had never played with Steph before on the international stage, and I think that's something that he really wanted. He mentioned this 5, 6, 7 years ago about the opportunity to play with his son, Bronny. Now, he has that. But at the end of the day, because if you're a great player, Molly, and Stephen A., you know this, if you're a historically great player, they don't compare you to other great players. They compare you to a younger self. And so if we measure LeBron by himself, he's playing awful. Yeah. If you measure him against that, most people would take, at any year, 22, 10, and 8. But that's not how we measure him, because we haven't seen the greatness in great stretches like we're used to seeing. Do I expect him to shoot 40% when he's a career 50.5% shooter from the floor? Do I expect him to continue this trend? No, I do not. The thing that concerned me the most, Stephen A., is his turnovers. Yeah, there was
he's tied for the league lead with Brandon Ingram since November 13th.
Yeah, but why can't this just be a slump that he comes back from? We see this with players all the time. If anybody's going to figure it out, it's LeBron James.
But LeBron James has been tops in the league in turnovers for literally for years, bro. For years. For years, he's top 3 every season in a number of turnovers. So since the turnover ratio must be ass, he leads the league historically. Historically, he has the most turnovers ever. What are they talking about? This ain't new. I'm surprised at all the turnovers. This season? You haven't been watching the pre. This is what he does.
Unless you're saying it's attrition.
No, but I think the thing is that when you're great, you're not supposed to go through slumps. That's what we say. Because, man, nobody ever had this. If we have to wait to year 22 to say this man is in a slump.
We've seen him in slump before. Stop that.
You ain't seen nothing.
We've seen him in slump before. See, that's what you do. That's what you do when it comes to LeBron James has never been in a slump. Now, he might not have been in a slump like this since his rookie year, and I get that part. But he's been in slumps before. Here's what I'm saying to you, and this is the point to get to your point, Molly. Yeah, you might measure guys against their younger self. That's an argument that's valid. But you know what else we do? We do get to a point when you're a champion, we ask why you still playing, as opposed to stepping away when you're on a high. Because if you're the Los Angeles Lakers and you ain't going anywhere, we're asking, I think it's getting to a point where we might have to start asking ourselves, well, what you still playing for?
Well,
y'all ain't going nowhere.
Can I ask you a question? Did you ever pose that question to the guy that went to Washington?
Oh, no. No, I did not. Let me tell you why I didn't. We all know that Michael Jordan, all of us that cover the NBA knows that Michael Jordan went to Washington because he thought he was going to get an ownership stake from Abe Pollin, at the time the owner of the Wizards. And what happened is that, all right, you want to own a piece of this team, we want you to come play for the franchise. That was why Michael Jordan came out of retirement. It didn't work out, and then he ended up rolling to Charlotte with former BET owner Bob Johnson. Right. The point is, the only reason he came out of retirement to go to Washington was for ownership. That's what happened.
If he'd have won a championship, so that championship wouldn't have mattered.
I'm sorry?
If he had won a championship.
In Washington?
Yeah.
Of course it would have mattered.
Why?
Of course.
That's not what he went there for. He didn't win to win a championship.
I understand that, but what I'm saying to you is, first of all, they weren't good enough. We all know.
Huh? You mean to tell me to go?
Hold on.
You mean to tell me to go can't play everybody alone?
You can't play 1 on 5. I get that. Just like LeBron can't play 1 on 5. But check this out. if I'm going there to get ownership and everybody and their grandmama knows that's why I'm there, that's entirely different than me going on the court every day. I'm still a king. I got cats like Shay Shay wearing goat masks on national television telling everybody it's the goat. And then the minute the narrative doesn't twist in your favor, you got your peeps calling folks up, getting on us about what we're not, the narrative that isn't accurate enough for their liking. Yeah, Michael Jordan didn't have to do that.
I will be done.
Don't you get me started with that. You ain't gonna win this argument.
My
bro.
guy is in a 6-game slump.